gate. It's T-minus 10 and counting to liftoff. Mission control ready for launch.
Some people want to believe Jordan is the end-all, be-all of this game. Not basketball, sneakers. And that he has more grails than rings.
The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Some people want to believe it is because of him we, sneakerheads, aficionados, collectors, resellers, designers, authenticators, historians, exist. Some people believe that this is where his GOATness has no equal, no peer, where there is no debate or confusion or conversation of who in this space is God, not king. Those people will walk you through the power and the life of the Jordan 1, from the '85 band to last season's Dior's, from the original off-whites in the 10 to the trophy rooms, from the ones he rocked in the final game in the Garden as a Chicago Bull to the fact that the Air Jordan 1 has replaced the Air Force 1 as the culture's most iconic, important, valued, and valuable shoe. Those people will also walk you through the history of the 3 and how it introduced the world to Tinker Hatfield. And it was the shoe Jordan wore during the '88 season. He separated himself from any basketball player alive or unborn at the time.
They gave him a 50. He defends his championship.
He'll manifest. This is the shoe Jordan became Jordan in.
Michael at the foul line, a shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win! They win!
Those people will explain to you the impact of the 4s, 5s, 9s, and 12s, and the imprints they left. Those same people will also go into great detail about how the greatest sneaker of all time is the 11.
The Chicago Bulls have won the 95-96 NBA championship.
I can't even put it in words. This is for Daddy. I'm very happy for him.
An emotional moment for Michael Jordan.
The GOAT's GOAT. Then those same people will turn around and tell you how the 13 is their favorite sneaker of all time.
Michael to win it. And he does! Ring it up!
Some people will emphasize the fact that without Jordan's brand, there would not be such a thing called retro. That it is in and of itself a sneaker lifestyle lane created solely by his shoes.
Mike, it's gotta be the shoes.
Then there will be those who straight up tell you Jordan's uplifted the entire sneaker culture in ways no other brand has, can, or will. Then there are those other people who won't say, explain, believe, or think anything. They let their Jordans do that for them.
For Sneaker Legacies, I'm Nick DePaula, and we're joined by Gentry Humphrey, the VP of Jordan Brand Footwear. What were your earliest memories of MJ the player, and then your first impressions of MJ the person and the businessman once you started to work with him?
Considering the fact that I just love basketball and I thought I was going to be a 5-6 point guard in the NBA, I just had a strong passion for the game itself. And then a lot like MJ, I like to do things different. I'm not afraid of being different. And, MJ on the court was obviously, he stood out from everybody else and he was quite different. Then you kind of bring his swag for the game and how he impacted Black culture, how he impacted basketball culture. That was my first attraction. The way he moved at that time frame, both on the court and off the court, there was a mystique about him, but there was something that was aspirational about him. The fact that he was able to create excellence, you now have everybody all over the world, no matter what sport, saying that they are the Michael Jordan of whatever sport that is. And that's because he's brought a level of excellence to it.
How would you describe the secret sauce that went into the creation process of the annual Air Jordan model during his Bulls run?
Well, it always starts with him. I think the other secret sauce is Tinker Hatfield being a lead designer, the ability to solve problems in non-traditional ways. So, he gave us performance insights that allowed us to create new opportunities in footwear. When you're an MJ, you have access to things that most people don't have. And so by being able to tap into some of that inspiration allowed others to have a piece of the dream. And providing that piece of the dream to the rest of the world with great storytelling that was authentic and very rich, I think was a little bit of the key to the secret sauce.
I'm sure you get asked this all the time. What's your favorite all-time Jordan silhouette?
My favorite all-time is the Air Jordan 11, but everybody loves the 11. Mine is maybe a little bit different than the average person's reason. No one would have ever thought about putting patent leather on sneakers. It made some people really uncomfortable. I'd say 90% of the kids were killing it. They were just not feeling it. And it got to the point where we actually thought about taking it off because it was so overwhelmingly had a negative response. It's our job to take people to places that they might not even know they want to go. At the end of the day, we said, you know what? This is too cool. We do what we do. And today it's our all-time favorite shoe.
How would you define and describe MJ's sneaker legacy?
Wow. I think a couple words. I'll say iconic, truly authentic. I'd say maybe the last thing that I would truly define the legacy behind is provocative. We're not afraid to do the unknown or think outside the box.
What Jordan are you personally connected to the most?
The most, I have a weird answer. The Jumpman Pro.
Wow.
Which was Kevin Garnett's shoe, and he was supposed to be the first Jordan athlete.
I know.
Instead, he left Nike for N1. But I always loved that shoe as a takedown of the Jordan 12. That's the most personal pick you could have, but I think that one, to this day, is one of my favorite Jordans. And it's a Team Jordan, I know, but I love that shoe.
Did you ever hear the story about Kevin sitting in the Nike meeting when they were trying to sign him? And they put the contract in front of him on the table. He said, oh my God, he looked at the money and said, okay, give me a minute, I gotta call God. And they're like, what, you gotta go pray? He said, no, God, I gotta go call Mike. Yours, what's your personal connection?
Honestly,
the most one.
The ones on my feet, the Flint Gray French Blue Air Jordan 9s they released in 2002. These are my all-time favorite Jordans. I remember my mom bought them for me as a kid. I beat them to hell, ran them into the ground, and to now have them as an adult, sitting with you guys talking about sneakers is super special for me.
Wow. Mine are kind of weird like yours. It's the A.J. NT 23s. And there's a whole story behind that, but that's actually the shoe that I helped and inspired them to make with Tinker. That was supposed to be the shoe that we did together.
Get it off.
Yeah, but there's a real personal connection to that shoe. There's a real personal connection. It seems like since this thing was in full bloom while he was playing to where it is now, companies have been not even scavenger hunts, just on some stealth ninjas, trying to find the next Jordan and the next brand to connect to that. One, has it happened? And two, who's come closest to it if it has happened in your mind?
So I think the irony of it is, in sneaker culture, everybody's always chasing that grail, and Michael Jordan in and of himself is that grail that all these sneaker companies have been chasing. And honestly, I think, the closest that has gotten to, him and his legacy is Kobe Bryant. I think he's a step below Michael Jordan just, because of, his line, how beloved it is by players still to this day in the NBA. And yeah, Kobe would be my pick for, Nike. But that's in the family, so it's not a rival or a competitor, but Nike got
Oh no, they compete. Oh no, let's be real, they compete. Let's talk about the 97 team, the original team of Jordan. Just that team concept and being connected to Jordan. What has it done now with the people they brought in to associate themselves with the brand?
Well, I think early on, the idea that Michael was CEO Jordan, like that alone put him in a different tier as a partner.
43 in wingtips, right?
Yeah. But then he also handpicked basically the next best two guards. So like Ray Allen, Michael Finley, Derek Anderson, like those guys were all the next up. And Eddie Jones as well. And that basically put all those guys, all the fans' radars on them as the next handpicked guys. And as we've seen over the years, like being a Jordan player had that same cachet, whether it was for Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade at one point, to now the current roster with Luka, Zion, and Jason Tatum. Like those guys have a different level of expectation because they are Jordan athletes.
Who should be the next person to get a Jordan signature shoe? I mean, Zion got his. Who do you think should be next?
My pick is Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Because there's something about that killer instinct, hitting the last shot, like when the game is on the line, the ball's in your hand. Same thing, that's what we all loved about Michael. Tatum has that to me.
I'm going with Luka. I think Zion is that it guy, but Luka checks off so many boxes. Internationally, got that killer thing. There's so many boxes that Luka checks, and as much as Zion is it, Luka has his own movement going on. They better give him a shoe. Don't be stupid and don't give Luka a shoe. All right, I'm gonna end on this. Would we be able to do what we do without that dude?
I mean, sneakers without Michael Jordan, and that's kind of, you know, hard to even fathom. So I don't really have an answer just because, you know, Michael Jordan is synonymous with sneakers and sneaker culture.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I love Mike to death, but I be getting a check somewhere. I ain't gonna give him that much love. I'd be doing something. I'd be all right.